Good morning. My name is Ryan Edward Strickland. I'm retired military. I am a comedian. I am a published author. In this video, I'm going to address a question that Claudia Jordan had asked her panel, which was a great panel. But also she was asking everyone who was listening, are black men failing black women? Are black men failing black women? And before I address that question, because it's a deep question, a broad question, I'm going to ask this of Claudia Jordan, her entire panel, and what I like to reference as the American Nubian African descended women. I want to ask you all to open your mind so your ears can hear. Once your ears hear, your eyes will see. Once your eyes see, your mind will properly process the knowledge that you have obtained to resolve your own issues. In addition, I'm going to ask you this: to lay down your egos and your hurt, because that is another part of the equation. I'm going to go into the question. Okay, so I said this in one of my other videos. The game of chess depicts the life of the American Nubian African descendants. The game of chess depicts the life of the American Nubian African descendants, both men and women. The game is pitched as a strategy game, a war strategy game. However, the war has always been against us. We were very strong families. If you look at our history, we were very strong families. But the war is still against us. As the American Nubian men, we are at war with our government, society, the church, our women, and ourselves. We are at war with the government, society, the church, our women, and ourselves. You see, they have used our American Nubian women against us, to their benefit, but to our detriment. And you all have allowed that subconsciously. wrote about this in my book. I have a chapter on it about them using our women's minds against us. Now, we are dealing with issues with our government, with society, with the church, with our women, with our families, and with ourselves. And I truly believe that we are handling this very well, just not fast enough for you all to recognize this. And how they've used our women against us is pretty crafty, but pretty simple. They have, for one, given you all privileges that we don't have. They put laws in your favor. And then they turned around, they publicly slander us. They're still publicly slandering us and assassinating us. How they use the church to their benefit and to our detriment. The church has our women seeking a mythical man. And then they also add, he has to be a God-fearing man. You need a God-fearing man. And tell us that God doesn't put nothing on our shoulders that we can't handle. Nothing on our shoulders that we can't handle. But they're playing God. Meanwhile, our women are the only women on the entire planet that says she does not need her man, the man that looks like her. No other woman on this planet tells that to their counterpart, their equal, that they don't need them. The white woman doesn't tell the white man, the Mexican woman doesn't tell the Mexican man, the Puerto Rican woman doesn't tell the Puerto Rican man. They never tell them they don't need them. Only our Nubian women tell us that you don't need us. However, as soon as we step out with what you all deem as other, you get pissed off and call us weak ass niggas, and we can't handle a strong Nubian queen. Even though technically you rejected us, I'm saying collectively, and you don't need us. I'm speaking collectively on this entire statement. That's what you say to us. But in reality, you do need us, just like we need you. You're a self-proclaimed superwoman, the superwoman, and you want your superman. However, once you get your superman, he pays for what the previous brother did or did not do. Absorb that for a second. You self-proclaim yourself to be a superwoman, and you say you want your superman. But once you get your superman, he pays for what the previous brother did or did not do, which in return makes you his kryptonite. And without looking at yourself and taking your accountability for your actions in the equation, you just deem us weak ass niggas. and we're not. There's a lot of us who are very strong brothers, and we are out here fighting for not only our rights and recognition, but yours as well. And we don't have no one rescuing us. But if you all refer back to the Bible, we're supposed to be able to come home and rest our head in your bosom. But we come home and we getting nonsense just for no reason a lot of times when we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. And the thing about that is this: we have to retrain our brains. We have to retrain our brains, and we have to analyze ourselves and take a look at ourselves. Because a lot of people out here are not, they don't want to address what I'm addressing right now with the American Nubian African descended woman for selfish monetary reasons. Follow me on this. If you do go to church, take a look at your church. There's a lot of single women in that church, and there's not a lot of brothers in the church, because we keep hearing negative stuff about us, which isn't true. And the person speaking the negative stuff looks just like us, but got itself on another level and putting us down here. I could speak on that more, but I'm not going to address that part right now. What I want to address is that in order for us to resolve this issue that we have about the black men failing our black women, this is what we're going to address. This is something that I really want you all to research, because you are putting this on us, the American Nubian African descended man, and it's far greater than us, because we were taking care of our families during slavery time, before slavery time, during slavery time, and all the way through until we got to the Nixon era. When we got to the Nixon era, that's when our families started breaking up, because they seen the power that we had together. They seen that. And you know this. So they broke our families up. They sent us off to war, got us hooked on drugs, broke up our families. We came back, couldn't get assistance. If we got assistance, we couldn't be in the house. If white people got assistance, well, they don't want to address that, and it is what it is, America. The white families got assistance from the government, and some of them still do to this day, but their spouses can remain in the household. They made sure the American Nubian African descendant man was not in the household, or anyone of 18 years of age, so the mother could have a son 18 years old. He could not be in the household either. And that's how we got to where we are today. So we have to retrain our brain collectively. We have to retrain our brains and have these discussions. And everyone has to take accountability for their actions. So before I give my answer, Monique had addressed this a long time ago. She says, sisters, she has been given insight. And she said that you have to get out of your own way. When you have that man doing what he is supposed to be doing in a relationship, you have to get out of your own way so that he can be the man. You read the Bible, you go off the Bible. A lot of you go off the Bible, but yet you're afraid to release that leadership role. because you have been independent for so long. That's why I said subconsciously, you have been kryptonite in the relationship. When you had the Superman that you've been seeking, and I said self-proclaimed Superman, Superwoman, technically it's hands down. I come from a strong family filled with women, and you do some amazing things. Seriously. But look at the game of chess. The Nubian man has limited movement. You all can move anywhere you want to go, anywhere. They put limitations on us, which has caused us a barrier into really being there strong and firm to protect you, because they have us fighting issues with the government, with society, with the church, with you, and with ourselves. So we have a lot of things going on, and yet we are still doing our best to handle that and try to protect you. But you have to allow us to protect you, and you also have to protect us. We need to protect one another. We need to protect one another. So when it comes to failing, we have failed one another. And until we retrain our brains and seek counseling outside of the church, my suggestion is this. We have a men's organization, we have a women's organization, and we have a men and women's organization. The men's organization, we address the issues that we have been dreading facing. We just have to come clean, just let it all out. The women need to do the same thing. And then we have to come together and address the issues that we have amongst one another in order to get our families back and to get our units strong again. Because the game of chess is a game of war, and the war is against us. We had strong families, fathers, mothers, sons and daughters, and we were producing at too rapid of a pace for this government. And that is the real reason why they broke our families up. Look at the 70 census, and you see what happened to us. Look at the Nixon tapes, the public record now. You will hear him specifically and his cabinet members talking about us reproducing at a rapid rate, faster than they are reproducing. These are the facts. So to answer this question, it's not just on one person. It's on both of us, but it stemmed from the government. You had to look at yourselves, and we had to look at ourselves. And then we had to look at one another, but not in a negative, through a negative lens. We had to look through a positive lens. That's not the word I wanted, but that's what we're going to go with. So I hope none of you got offended by my response. But that credit belongs to the government, not to the brother man. We didn't break up our families. The government broke up our families, just like they broke up our communities that was thriving. Some of us survived it, some of us have not survived it. But mentally, We are all still struggling. And lastly, just like I asked the American Nubian African descendants, is your mind shackle free? This applies to white America, Mexican America, Asian America, Latino America, Indian American, everybody in America. This question applies to all of us because we have all been bamboozled. Thank you.